Let's start, sir.
Thank you, Rajkumar. Raghuram, can we start?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. Hi. Since we're less number of people in the call, it would be great if all of us are interactive, right? Hi, Nandlal. You can also feel free to turn on your cameras if you want better interaction. However, not forcing. We'll begin with the session. My name is Raghuram Alamuri. I've been working for 4 years now in the fields of business development, marketing, and branding mostly. And very recently, in the month of April, we are a registered platform as RA Services. We are a service aggregate and a consultancy firm. So we are all working remotely as though for now. But majorly, all of our team focuses on solving problems for entrepreneurs in these very management, fields of marketing mostly, and then comes sales, business development. We also do public relations, and some of our problems that we have solved, some of our challenge statements that we have analyzed, I want to put through this session, and I want to discuss with all of you, and all of you watching through YouTube as well, whoever's watching, and the ones on call, feel free to interrupt me with your doubts. It would be great if you have any questions at any point during this very webinar. Right. I want to quickly understand before I start as to what your interests are. Is it marketing? If you want to have a career in management or marketing, please do raise your hands. Whoever's on the call. Yeah, marketing, branding. You want to be in the field of marketing. You want to build your career there. In that case, I really believe you guys fall into the second bracket that I want to classify as the entrepreneurs or startup enthusiasts. Are you wishing to be a business girl or a business guy in the future, sometime in the future? Yeah, I'm assuming all of you are college students. If you're studying management or if you aspire to become an entrepreneur yourself, I think this will be a great webinar for you, because we'll put you through some of those challenges which are repetitive and which are going to be on the way as you go along with your entrepreneurial, rather the practical journey, right? So
Raghuram, sorry.
Yeah.
I just want to tell all the participants, if you're not able to speak, you can even give a chat message also. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. Any chats are also welcome. Anything that you want to share, any doubts as well, any section any section over the session that you want to discuss more about, please do let me know. Let's have it as informative as possible for all of you. Yeah. Now, before I get into marketing, let's understand the fundamentals of why marketing is important for a startup or anything scalable, right? Any SME, MME, or anything that's growing. So startup or a business, why is marketing important? It's fundamentally because the outreach should be more. Something that started in a lab or something that started in a room needs to reach out to more individuals who can be potential buyers, right? So one of the main reason that we do marketing would definitely be us trying to increase the brand presence, make sure the colors, the logo, everything that represents the brand, represents what we are selling as a product or a service, is out there for more people, right? That is the fundamental reason marketing supports branding. And branding initiates, get this term right, lead generation, right? What is lead generation? Let's understand what a lead is, right? When I say branding supports lead generation, what is a lead? Lead is anything potentially converting as business, right? So let's say uh, I sell online courses, right? In that case, what is my potential area of buyers? Who can I reach out to with this course so that they will buy, right? That's how I get the list of leads, right? If it's for college students, I go for a webinar through college students, and I might have to pitch, right? Something like that would be great for you know, for an online course. If it's a stethoscope that I'm trying to sell, I have to go to doctors. My leads would be doctors, right? Great. Now, lead generation, let's understand few methods that are common across industries for us to be comfortable with lead generation, right? So now marketing, we have understood there are two right, there are two reasons why we can initiate marketing. One would be branding, and in branding we can also expect some kind of traffic, for be it for website, be it inquiries, right? So branding promotes those kind of inquiries. So you might have seen a lot of these websites have you know, write a message to us, right? So that's fundamentally not for your feedback, or not for you learning about the product, as much as it is for getting your because you're showing interest. They want to know, they want to register your email ID, and the, you know, want to classify their customer persona is, oh, this is the kind of people who like my product, so I'll search for more people like, say, A, B, or C, right? So now right. For marketing, we have two kinds of marketing. We can classify it as outbound or inbound marketing. So when I say outbound marketing, it's rather more the outdated marketing. It's the conventional marketing. That's how, when businesses were starting up, they had to get more outreach. The they had a reason to have more people learn about the product. So during that very phase, for masses to learn about the product, we used to have, you know, what was mostly preferred was television ads and right, these newspaper ads. But somewhere, let's say a brand like Colgate, it's great if Colgate has right. I'm sorry, I'll be speaking. I don't have a presentation, sir. Right. So when we talk about a company like Colgate, which is selling toothpaste, right, which is used by everybody across the country, or at least advised to everybody about using it, right? So for something like that, it is great that a newspaper ad or something so costly as a television ad would do great, because the Colgate brand presence, the everything about the brand, everything, the brand value, the brand story is carried through that ad to the mass of people. But if I say I have to sell, say, you know, something that not many people would use, like a stethoscope itself. So for me to spend crores or lakhs of rupees on television ads is a pointless end, right? Because I don't want all 7 billion people in the country to watch something that only 70,000 people might buy, right? So it's pointless. So for me, essentially, a medical device or something as such, I have to focus and target my ads to only those set of people who will be interested in knowing or buying my product, right? For that, we have the new age or the inbound marketing. In inbound, we don't go with the entire audience, but what we essentially do is we narrow it down to, we narrow it down to just that specific audience that we will define according to our customer persona. So now, if you want to start a startup, are there any business owners here? You can just raise your hands or drop it in the chat box. Yeah, any business owners or anybody wanting to, I might uh, I might be able to help you with customizing my seminar to your kind of business so that you learn better. Yeah, any business guys here, any enthus wanting to start a business in a specific industry, just give me the industry name and I'll be able to help you. Yeah, anybody? Manisha, Avnish, Nandlal. Cloud infrastructure, tourism industry. Awesome, awesome. So I assume you want to build a startup there, or do you have a startup in that industry already? Yeah, cosmetics industry. Great, amazing, amazing. So cosmetics, it's advisable to start as a small business to understand and redefine your kind of customer persona, right? If we talk about any of these businesses, right, one thing that we come across is, let's understand it this way, right? We have the product end, which has to build. And if you're a technical founder for something like cloud infrastructure, in that case, you're waiting for the technicality or the product end of things to go to reach a certain level of surety before you do anything for the management, which in my if you take my advice, I don't think is advisable. I really believe you don't have to wait for burning out in case you're incubated, in case you have any grants or funds. You shouldn't be burning out those funds without an idea of how to take it in a futuristic manner, right? You need to understand that in the future, you need to understand, I mean, with the support of data or research, not with an expectation of how strong you think your idea is and how far you think you'll go with this. I don't think those instincts will work, not in entrepreneurship. And Indian market is very unpredictable in many ways. So for you to think that your kind of product will work, because in terms of innovation, it's a great innovation. So you're impressed that I could make something that's so different from what's existing. But you need to also understand if the changes that you're making are are what the masses and your target audience do desire, right? So if they don't want it, they won't buy it. And ultimately, business is all about having the customer not agree to pay also, but to pay, right? Ultimately, you need to have money in your bank account, and that's where the whole circle of one sale ends, right? Not so. To start with, like I said, product end is essential for you to iterate, for you to understand, for you to build. But parallelly, understand that you should associate your product with a brand value. Get a story for yourself that will resonate well with your target audience. Initially, if you don't think one thing will work or the other, in that case, try both out. See which one's getting the more response. Yeah. For a cosmetic industry, you don't have, say, all the uh, you know constituents ready. You don't know if chemically it'll be approved. Anything that's stopping you with the product end. Parallelly, also make sure while you're figuring things out with whatever you're trying to sell, make sure you're also make sure you're also ready with, do you want to go with blue, do you want to go with pink, do you want to go with green, what is your brand color, what are you choosing? Yeah. What kind of packaging are you advertising? So before having a product, make sure you are gathering an audience online for inbound marketing. I'll discuss in detail about inbound marketing in a bit, but now that we are discussing about customizing and creating a brand value, which is very essential from day one. So in case you're startup founders, yeah, two things make them very important. One, because we are going with data and we are not going to just assume on things being right in the future. How do you make sure you have the right data? What is data? Data can be as simple as, oh, if somebody is coming to your website trying to figure out what you're doing, in that case, just make sure you're doing that one extra section on your website where things get more friendly and things get more easier for you to land a lead. By which I mean that, for example, for our website, raghuramalumuri.com, we have a section that says get a quote, right? So if we are saying that we are very affordable when we come to our services, in that case, they have to be aware of the affordability, right? About what kind of charges we have. So for that, we want them to take that one extra step of, oh, get a quote and email ID. If they can do that much, I know what kind of people are coming till the website, and then I know what kind of people are taking time out to even give their information. Those are the right kind of people, because they've come this far. It is not very far from them for them to take my services. Same goes with product or any other industry, right? Email ID is very important. Why is it so, right? In inbound marketing, we have Meta, the legend. Mark Zuckerberg has created Facebook and then bought Instagram, and then completely integrated both of them through the platform called Meta. And this is exactly where digital marketing as a term also comes in place, right? Or targeted marketing. So when we talk about digital marketing, in digital marketing, what you're essentially doing is you have, say, you have your product on Amazon also. You can take that page and you can advertise it to only those people who are interested in a product like what you're selling. Yeah. So you will be not paying for 7 billion people in the country, but you're only paying for, say, those 7,000 people who would enjoy watching your ad. So instead of paying lakhs and lakhs of rupees, you would end up paying just those 800, 1,000, 1,200 rupees per day, which is so much more affordable and will give you the right converts if you're a startup starting out from your room, from, college room, and then you have an idea, you want to see the potential it's got. In that case, you don't have to have those funds as well. And that's where I think a lot of people are going wrong too. Their burn rate initially is so high that they're getting used to such high burn rate that for them to dial down to low expenses and good marketing strategies is impossible. Marketing being good doesn't necessarily mean that you need to spend more. It means that you need to spend more time deciding on what strategy you're going for, not more money to execute it. Yeah. So that is something that you need to keep in mind. Now, for inbound, again, digital marketing is something that we're discussing. For digital marketing, we have, sorry, Radesh said that this is okay. Usually people don't fill the form. What are the catchy things we should do to make them fill the form? Correct. Also getting there. Great question. Great question. But because website traffic is something we understand, but I don't know if a family friend is watching who just wants to know what I'm doing, or is it somebody who's actually interested? So the real measurement of what kind of to measure what kind of people are actually watching, whether I'll be able to make money out of the kind of people who are seeing my work, comes from them actually filling the form, them actually putting in the effort to do this. How do we do that? I'll be discussing it. Just give me 1 minute. Right, for Meta marketing, for all this digital marketing through Meta, LinkedIn is another story which I'll discuss again. But for Meta, what happens is, yeah, right. For Meta marketing, you need to define your audience, because you're not paying for the world. You're paying for just those you think are the right set of people who will buy your product. In that case, what we do, we try to define the audience. Yeah. Defining the audience can be done in two ways. One, the easier way and the proven way, by which I mean that people who are on your website are filling the form for you. Yeah. They came all the way, they put out one comment, they said, when is the launch date? Or I would like to know more about, some kind of collaboration or any partnership possibility. If there is a vendor that you're trying to deal with, you're an e-commerce platform, so you need vendors also and buyers also. In case you need the vendors, they might approach, right? So all these emails who are interested, you can take them and create a lookalike audience. So you don't have to research anything, you don't have to do anything, but whichever set of emails have been filled on through your website, you can get them, you can give it to Meta. Yeah. Once you upload them to Meta, you can ask Meta to create a lookalike audience of a desired number, range of number that you have, right? You have on your mind. For example, I have 40 email IDs and I want 40,000 lookalike guys. That means because Meta, Instagram, Facebook, your activity is already posted. Meta guys will say, oh, this is the kind of person that, say, ABC is. So the next time somebody, the next set of audience that will create will be very close to the kind of activity you have on social media. So everything that you're posting, everything that you're doing on social media is actually helping Meta make more money, because it's able to tell what category of people you fall into. And it's not, who is it telling to? It's telling to all those startup founders who are trying to market it to you. Yeah. So Meta creates that lookalike audience. So that 40 input that you give can be reclassified and have a lookalike of 40,000, 4 lakh, or a design number, like I said, that you have. in the geographical location that you're targeting. For example, India, or even to be much narrowed down to Hyderabad or Chennai or Bangalore, one of these locations only. So this again comes to um, yeah, this can be done through Meta. But what if you don't, if you're too much in the initial phase where you haven't taken the initial steps of gathering these guys who are interested to come to your platform and fill this form? What do you do in that case, right? In that case, you don't have email IDs. There, your digital marketing can get expensive. Not it's the same amount for the number of people to see the ad, but to define the number of people is a challenge, right? Now, what do I mean by that? So you have to understand who you're actually targeting. Until people buy your product, it's always a question whether what's in your head is actually the kind of audience that you should be targeting. Yeah. Once okay, once sales starts initiated, when sales start happening, in that case, oh, these are the kind of people who are actually buying it instead of the people that I thought would buy, right? So that is something that you need to figure out through the first 1 or 2 days of campaigning, digital marketing campaigning. How do you do that again? So you have to define if it's a B2B thing, vendor enrollment, right? For vendors, shopkeepers. So we are trying to select the job role as shopkeeper. We are giving more inputs about what kind of job. We are talking about the geographical location. We are talking about if it's a dating app and you want to have your budget convert leads more effectively. In that case, it's advisable you put the age group of, say, I don't know, 20 to 30 or 16 to 30 or something like that, right? Instead of the 70s and 80s also being targeted. Not ideal for an app like this. On a larger note, so yeah, you have to define the age. You have to define more if you're selling, say, an online course that only English speaking guys would understand. Or I'll give you a better idea, right? If I'm IELTS or TOEFL or GRE, these are some exams that only these are very costly exams, so not everybody will be able to afford it. So for the guys you think would afford it will be your target audience that you can define through Meta. So you can say maybe the income range of this to this. That is one classification you can put up. Or you can also put up the geographical location. If you assume, right, initial defining of audience will be your assumptions and what you think will work, right? So then you can also tell, if you assume that these kind of courses sell in metro cities of Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, right? In this case, only target those. So you'll only pay for those who might buy it, unless you want everybody to know about your product, which is not great about making business. If it's an industry specific or a one designation specific target audience that you will be targeting, right? In that case, it's very important you define your audience. Another great thing about digital marketing, which is again inbound, is that once let's say 40,000 people you've run the ad to, what do you do next? For those 40,000 people, you go with understanding who all have seen your ad. So if you're playing a video of 10 seconds for everybody, you can see how much of that time has been completely watched. Yeah, 10 seconds completely, great. Only 5 seconds, Meta will also give you that analytics. Only 50% of the ad. So they're not interested towards the end. Yeah. So if they watch the whole thing, okay, these are the kind of people I want to retarget, because I don't want to waste money on these guys who have not spent time watching, assuming that they're not interested as much as the guys who watch the whole ad are, right? That's one analytics which can help us better in redefining your audience. As much as defining is important, what's more important is redefining your audience. You have to tell Meta what's more accurate. While it will suggest, you will have to give it the permission to go ahead and retarget it to only those people, right? And another thing is action steps for any campaign. It's only if it's not measurable, it's a waste of money. If you think digital marketing is easily accessible, or even Instagram, you can just pay for ads, promote your reel also. But is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Is something that you have to question yourself. So when you have a budget, when you're putting it out, you have to get results for it. So it has to be measurable. Even to learn from one campaign to get better towards the other campaign, you need to know how much, the data, how many people liked it, and are we in profits? Are we in break even for the campaign, or can we do better? Break even is how much ever I spend, if I get it back, I'm at break even. Uh, equal. So right now, speaking about action steps for a digital marketing campaign, also addressing your question, Radesh, is you said how to redirect people to that, how to make people fill that form so that you get more data about the interested guys. You have to, for every post that you're putting, right, talk about that specific thing. Think of 5 different things, 10 different things which will promote people, which will intrigue people to actually click and go to your website, yeah, to just fill that form. So for the campaigns that work for us is get a quote, right? We have creatives that say, um, for marketing, whatever creative goes, we are saying it's affordable, we do all of this, we do this, we do free consultancy calls, we do free proposal drafting, all of these things that we are doing, we mention. And then we say at the lowest cost in the month of, just to say it's time bound, so that they have to move fast and get a quote, sign with us. So we talk about the time limit, so that they're not saying, oh, this guy will stick around. No, I won't stick around for lower costs. That is something that we are using, which will intrigue, which has turned out well for us, right? And then the next thing that we do is get a quote. So every marketing ad that you're running can have a redirection link to that page that you want people to come to and visit. For something over e-commerce, right? If I'm selling, say, a book through e-commerce, Amazon, I wrote a book, I'm putting it on Amazon. Or I sell mouse or pens and I put it on Amazon. So I can run ads and give the Amazon culling. So whenever somebody uh, thinks, oh, this is a great book, I want to see the index at least, and clicks on the ad, they will be redirected to that landing page where they can further interact directly with the team or which build that product or service by giving their contact information, at least the basic ones of email ID. One more thing that I suggest, Radesh, and all of you here today, to have more customer interaction, or if you want more people to show interest in the kind of content that you're creating, I really will just give you two simple words: value addition. Yeah. So it has to be about the people. It's not just about the product. To make business, it's never about just the product or service. It's about how happy you're making the client in case if it's a service, and how happy you'll be making the customer in case it is a product, right? So it's very important for you to understand, if you're thinking, oh, college students are my target audience. So what kind of things do they like? What kind of things do they talk to each other? If they if you want them to see your ad and want them to share that ad to one of their close friends or college buddies, in that case you have to do something that both of them talk about. So value addition is about your product, but it should add value to the kind of uh, target audiences that you will be targeting through that campaign. So there is more interaction, there is more, you're understanding that pain point, you're trying to give them a little bit about your product, but for their interaction on your platform, on your social media handles, will be through that value that they're finding for themselves. Yeah, value could also be entertainment, by the way. Anything that they find valuable of their time to invest. Yeah, that is those are few of the things that we have discussed. Any doubts, any questions that you have so far about digital marketing, about the kind of ads that we run, anything that you want to ask? Because now for marketing, what everybody is doing, I'm not saying not everybody, no, I'm not saying everybody is doing it right, but what's accessible and easy to learn for marketing is definitely digital marketing. All of you guys should enroll somewhere for at least a, say, internship or as such, to learn more about something like this. I really would suggest. You can also cut down on a lot of costs if you, as a founder, learn these skills and keep them with you. Please, Radesh, please ask me your questions. You can
Yeah,
unmute.
sure. Thank you. Okay, I want to ask question. For example, if a person is a new startup, they are running a new startup. You know
Mhm.
that running a new startup, the funds would be very, very less, right? So
Correct.
in that term, our reach is also less due to the we are maybe starting from a room, exactly what you said, maybe starting from college room or maybe starting from a corner. So that would be very difficult to reach out to the people to do the sales, because as you said, interact with the customers. So interaction will become that at the time when we are able to interact with them by getting in touch with them. So right now the main problem is how we got the customers. Exactly, there is an option to run the ads, get them know about you, and they will come to you. But again, the issue is the funds. So would you think a new startup which not even having a too much budget, for example, they're having a budget of weekly 2000, maybe not more than 2000, would they be able to accommodate the audience in 2000 rupees?
It's. Can I know about the product?
Web hosting.
Okay, for web hosting, we are talking about domains. Is that it?
It would be the storage where we will connect our domains and will host the website, the PHP code and HTML code.
Okay, so right, this is what I would suggest. See, as much as it is important for you to learn about your product and how to build the product, it's also important for you to get credibility from the audiences that you're targeting. Okay, so your research should include, okay, so a business like, I assume you're doing B2B, is it, Radesh?
It's B2C.
B2C.
Kind of,
Okay,
because for me they are consumers directly. They're not
that directly.
hmm.
Get a sample size that supports your kind of idea, right? So you actually know, get some data. For data, you don't need money. Actually, you can have a set of people cold call and ask a set of questions. You can put the form through the WhatsApp groups, all of this to collect some data. I know time taking, but yes, that extra time that you'll put up will actually help you save a lot of money for your marketing. Yeah. And speaking of these kind of businesses where customers you have to target, right? So one more thing you have to keep in mind is the honesty curve. So not everybody gives honest answers. Maybe I'm just rushing to a class, and for a friend I'm just filling a form. I'll probably
Hmm.
not give every best answers. So know what's your honesty appetite from the results that you're getting. So don't blindly follow the data as well. Understand what honesty inclination is and how many people are just filling the form for the sake of it. So have a metrics developed for that as well. Once you have that, then figure out, oh, from the data that we have, these are the kind of people who are actually able to pay. If you have a pay range, for example, will you pay 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, or 3,000 rupees for a service like this? If they're choosing 3,000 rupees, you can directly go to them first. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then 2,000 and then 1,000. Again, assuming that they are inclined towards the honesty side. And that is one thing. Data, again, emails that you're running, right? If for the forms that you're making them fill, they will also give you an email. And all the people who are saying 3,000 rupees are the ones that are more, more towards the kind of product that you're building. Take those email IDs. They don't have to come to your website. You take those email IDs and run your first ad. This is a great idea. Run your first ad and then refine it. So even if honesty wise, the first set of people that you're running the ad to, which is a lookalike audience of the email IDs of the people who have given favorable answers, yeah, those set of people you can redefine for the next ad. So if the first one might be expensive from the next ad, but from the next ad onwards, things will get much easier for you.
Okay. I got the point. Thank you.
Great. Any other questions? Avnish, Nand, Ritul, yeah, Manisha. I'll just pause for a minute. If any questions, please do let me know. In that case, we will move on to knowing three really easy and good terms, but understanding of which will give us great idea to move further with our marketing strategies is one would be CPL, right? It means cost per lead. You in most organizations, not all, marketing will give will marketing is done to generate leads, right? So the leads that are generated are given to the sales team in most organizations, and the sales team will contact them and do it according to the service sales strategy that they have built for their company. The leads are further processed into what should be right. Yeah. So here for marketing, leads should be generated. There is a budget of, let's say, 1,000 rupees for a day. Those 1,000 rupees that we are spending for a day gives us 3,000 leads. Yeah, 3,000 leads. Or let's go with a smaller number for easy for my calculation. Let's go with 100 leads. For 1,000 rupees, I've gotten 100 leads. Now for 100 leads, I should know how much have I spent for one lead. Yeah. So 1,000 by 100 will be 10 rupees per lead that I've spent. That is my CPL, or cost per lead. Yeah. I assume there are no questions. If there are, you're free to raise your hand and we can have a discussion. The second very important thing to understand, or metrics to understand in marketing finances or budgeting, is CAC, right? CAC is customer acquisition cost. You have a lead. A lead is a potential customer. A lead is not a customer. A lead is showing interest, but is not giving us money yet. So what the sales team should do from the marketing efforts which produce these leads is that it has to do whatever they've strategized on in a way that these guys pay money and buy the product or get the service done, right? For which, you might have to spend extra costs. Costs can be in terms of materials, pamphlets, or calls. If somebody has to call, there is an indirect expense of an employee sitting there getting the number. So there's time. There are billable hours for the person that your employee that you'll be paying. So that employee said all of these costs are also a part of or impacts the customer acquisition cost. Ideally, it should. And I suggest you keep your finances clear from day one. Every time you spend an extra rupee, be it recurring or not, recurring amount like rent or anything, LinkedIn premium can be a recurring expense, right? So every month, that everything that you're doing in terms of expenses, please do document it. Please do make sure that you're actually knowing where the leak is, what is contributing to the burn rate unnecessarily, and how much is it efficient for these converts, right? So the sales team spends some money, and also the marketing team also has spent some money. So CPL plus extra costs from there on will be the total customer acquisition cost. Yeah, the money that you've spent throughout the process to get a person join your buy your product. So for a lead to become a customer, or for that case someone random, anybody in the world to be identified as a lead, you spend some money, and from lead to customer you spend some more money. So all of this will be accounted as your customer acquisition cost. So again, ideally the customer acquisition cost should be lesser than the amount that a customer will be paying. So if a customer is paying 10 rupees for a product, or let's take an example of Amazon Prime for this section. Amazon Prime, I assume it's say 1,000 rupees per year, right? The Prime everything, let's say, is 1,000 rupees per year. So 1,000 rupees per year, but for a person to pay 1,000 rupees, if Amazon Prime is spending 1,200 rupees, then they're in a loss, right? What's the whole point of spending more to get some lesser or lesser amount, or fall into losses? So in that case, it's not ideal. So ideally speaking, again, they have to spend much lesser. If they have plans for expansion, for sustainability in the long run, with the variables that they are considering for that organization, in that case, you need to understand what the risk appetite and the expense appetite should be, and what profits you need. That put apart, once you have your CAC, or the understanding of the complete expenses for that project or for that product to be sold, in that case, pricing your product can be as the total cost of, or the total price of that product should be equal to the the expenses into the profit margin. So if profit you want say 20%, expense into 1.20, right? That will be how much you should be charging. That's about the costing part. The third very important metrics, however, would be lifetime value of a customer. For those of you who don't know what LTV is, LTV is how much money I can get out of one customer, one loyal customer, right? So Amazon Prime again. Have you seen Prime Video? Let's talk about Prime Video. In Prime Video, you might have seen that there are new integrations. Lionsgate, I think Hulu or Hulu, or one of these other platforms. So when you find these things, Amazon is paying, instead of paying like the whole amount for Lionsgate, just pay some amount for to Prime, and you can watch the content that's on Lionsgate. That's amazing, because what Prime is doing is increasing its LTV of a customer. For example, as a customer, let's say I pay 1,000 rupees per year for the Prime Video subscription, but and I live for 20 more years. Sad. And I live for 20 more years. In that case, 20 into 1,000 will be 20,000. That's the LTV that's drafted for a customer like me. And on an average, let's say it's 20,000. But for growth, because for Prime to grow, they want say another 0.3% LTV increase. Yeah. While revenue is increasing, it's great that LTV is also increased. So for that, what are they doing? They're making sure these guys, Lionsgate and other platforms, are coming to Prime, promoting their content. So if Prime has to let these platforms promote their content, in that case, Prime will charge some money. So there is some money. All the customer acquisition costs of the other company is increasing revenue for Prime. Next thing is what they're doing is they're just charging that nominal extra, so that Prime allows Prime customers to go to the other third-party platforms to watch their content. This way, they're increasing the LTV. So once you figure out what sales strategy is working for your company, the next thing that you will have to do is understand how much LTV is there to understand, because you can't just dream. Only numbers talk the truth, right? So when you look at the numbers and you think, oh, for your entrepreneurial dream where you thought that's where you'll stop, you'll achieve a number and you'll stop. And to make it happen, what you have to do is increase the LTV also, alongside other launching other products under the same company can be another great strategy. Another thing is cutting down on burn rate, which is done by layoffs these days. Very sad, but that's how it's done. And all of this is also happening, right? So one of the things that you can do is definitely increase the LTV. So understand how you can support more growth and how you can extract, or rather win more money from your existing customers. So now that we have discussed three important concepts of money that revolves around marketing and growth of business, I would like to take another small break to understand if anybody wants to discuss anything about this very field, or about your business, any story that you want to discuss that supports all of our learning. Please do let me know. Anybody? Radesh, Jyoti, Nand, yeah? Okay, in that case, I will move on to some case studies that we can discuss. This is something that can be interesting for all of you. Real-time case studies, right? One of my favorite campaigns that happened recently is what Puma has done with Anushka Sharma. So I assume all of you are familiar with both, right? Puma and the actress Anushka Sharma. Anushka Sharma randomly one day in the beginning of this year um, posts a story on her Instagram saying, see, here it was about branding. It's about more people learning about the platform. Learning can be good or bad, right? You don't have to, for somebody to be familiarized by you, it doesn't have to be good talk or bad talk, right? So that's exactly what these guys have gone for. Any publicity seemed to be good publicity for Puma when Anushka Sharma puts this story saying, you can't use my pictures everywhere. I didn't sign a contract with you, right? So she shows her disagreement to have her pictures wearing Puma outfits put up on her on Nike's on Puma's um, social media pages. And then everybody reacted. The whole internet went crazy for 1 week that how can a big organization like Puma and sportswear has done this. All of this, there was great disagreement from the haters, and whoever haters of Puma were supporting Anushka Sharma, haters of Anushka Sharma were supporting Puma. So yeah, right. So this way, all the people who wouldn't want to watch both of them, they attracted a lot of traction, right? So more people started learning about Puma and what it has done. So all bad talk. And then what happened is she says she takes a picture of the contract that she has with Puma, wherein this was the whole plan, right? That she will put this up, and this is a part of their campaign, and everybody appreciated both platforms then, the team that Anushka Sharma has, and also parallelly the organization. So this is one way the whole social media guys who haters, people who are admirers, everybody showed interest in the product. Great marketing campaign, great branding done. Similar branding strategy was done by Elon Musk when he released his car, which was supposed to have bulletproof windows. But what he has done is he has made it not bulletproof for the launch day. Yeah. He has fixed it anyway later, and people were trusting him because he has that personal brand built. So people knew that the kind of products that were built by Tesla and under that brand's name has been of top-notch quality. And when Tesla is making so much money through the personal brand of Elon Musk, people had no problem buying that product with a replacement of glasses later. But in the launch day, he takes a hammer. He says, "I'll prove that this is bulletproof. Nothing will happen." And then he strikes through, and the glasses break. And that's when everybody's booing, and whole internet, all of his haters started speaking about him and his product, which is amazing because people who like would anyways talk, but people who wouldn't look at his um, social media, or wouldn't look at what kind of work he's up to, started speaking about him. So more people spoke about him, and more branding for Tesla. And then he fixed the car, and then he sold it to those people who can afford it. But who spoke were those people who wouldn't buy anyway. In that way, more people spoke about it as an overall. Next very great campaign that I'm a huge fan of again is partnership and collaborative campaigns. This is another case study. I think if you must have known, Blinkit and Zomato are now, they have partnered, and they're working together, right? So Zomato, we all know color red. We know the kind of campaigns that they're doing, the the brand story that they have. The brand story which is inclined to being humorous with every campaign that they're doing. Great marketing stunts from Zomato, right? So something that Zomato does is always some kind of humor. Um, and with Blinkit, Blinkit is yellow color and it's groceries, while Zomato was finished goods, dishes, and finished foods, right? In that case, but unlike the case of Blinkit, which is just raw. So they had a poster. Not everybody knows Blinkit. Not everybody knows Zomato, because if I just cook at home, I'll get groceries. If I don't want to cook at home, I'll get something through Zomato. So they said, I want this audience also know about my product, and your audience also to know about the other product. So how did they do it, right? So what they did is they put a red color board which said kheer chahiye, kheer denge. The other said I think doodh chahiye, doodh denge. Doodh is the yellow brand. So raw food, doodh, which is milk. They said, if you want milk, we'll give you milk. The other, which is right adjacent to this billboard, was kheer chahiye, kheer denge. They're sticking to their brand story of being humorous. Yeah. Brand theme rather of being humorous. Humor intended, great. Worked through every. So, and social media, that one click went viral because they're trying to intend a joke from their collaboration. In that case, whoever recognizes yellow color Blinkit recognized Zomato of red color also. Yeah. Now, every time you have to picture Zomato and Blinkit, you get color palettes on your mind, right? That's how important every association, every partnership. It's important to promote yourselves in a way that there is more traction, in a way that it benefits your business. They just didn't write Zomato and Blinkit in two different boards and put it next to each other for people to observe. No, they spoke about what they do as a service, right? Zomato is giving finished foods, good foods, cooked foods, well cooked foods from restaurants. So that's what they've mentioned about kheer. And they mentioned it through milk for raw materials, right? So that was another great campaign from which we can learn how collaborations can, or partnerships, how partners can promote each other in a way that there is a cumulative profit of both businesses. The next thing about building a brand would definitely be of Nike's Just Do It. Everybody in their head has their own self-drive. Everybody believes in themselves. Everybody has some targets, maybe in different industries, maybe in different fields. Maybe I want to become, say, an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur. Some of you might want to become athletes. Some of you might want to become teachers, somewhere, engineer, anything. But the something comes common is drive. Yeah. And Nike has identified that no matter which what your interests are, it's about drive. It's about you trying to believe in yourself. And that's when they made their branding a tick saying, just do it. When Nike says just do it, a, a, a bit of everybody started believing in themselves. And that's how the brand value increased, by them giving a tagline. So brand value with simple black color, simple, making it look rich by just, but what penetrates through the audience is them making people believe in themselves by their tagline. So a tagline so comforting for everybody can also do great branding for you, for your business. Yeah. One more way of, again, Elon Musk example itself, or a lot of these guys, right? You can add value to a bunch of people, and they will follow your work. That's how it's happening. So you talk about things that people might like. You talk about, say, influencers are getting rich that way, right? They're talking about things that people like, adding value to people's time, and they are spending more time in learning about their work. Yeah. For example, if I'm a service platform that I am today, what I will do is talk about sales. I'll talk about my customer reviews, things where people who are interested, people I think uh, I can make business out of will come to my platform, spend some time. Yeah. So for those people, I make some content about business finance. All of my Instagram and LinkedIn, you can see, in case you want to learn more about business finances, entrepreneurship, sales, marketing. There's a lot of content available on Instagram, LinkedIn. You can search my name on Google itself, Raghuram Alamuri, and you'll be redirected to all those as well. So, right, when we talk about what kind of things our target audience will like. After that, now that I'm building a personal brand, I'm making people familiar about uh, the fact that I can give what their interests are. I can give some content which they will find interesting. So once they follow me, they know me better. That's when I'll promote my work. I'll also say, but RA services, I can do this, but through RA services. So RA services branding is also done. Another thing that we have adapted and we regularly do is partnerships. Any collaboration that we have, we make sure RA services is mentioned so that more people who are interested, because let's say this is marketing and branding, something about startups, everybody interested in startups, everybody wanting to build a career in management would like to attend or even look at a poster like this. So when they're coming to see, they're my target audience, they will have to see my company name on the poster. And that's exactly what we want to do, because whoever are looking at the poster will find themselves, they might or might not Google, but that's brand presence. Brand is something that they'll remember. Maybe a month later, another post they'll come across from RE services, and that's when they would want to, because it's refreshment of memory, they will be more interested to want to uh, engage with us or even find out what we actually do. So yeah, even these Colgate or all of these platforms don't most of their campaigns are just brand presence. They don't do anything which will just intrigue everybody to immediately buy the product. I don't just look at an ad. How many of you have looked at an ad and just gone and bought these things? Not many, right? But when you go to the store, because the ad has played so much in front of you, when you go to a store, you know that, okay, this is something that I've seen, and because it's more familiar, somewhere a sense of trust is built, so you want to buy that product, and you might end up buying that product, right? So that is something that is something that uh, is triggered by brand pushing, making sure there's more brand presence. All these college, if you're in college, you might see that Pepsi is sponsoring or Red Bull is sponsoring an event, or these college students, these streetwear brands are um, promoting their platforms through sponsorships. They're sponsoring an event and doing it. That again, nobody thinks that you'll immediately buy, but they also believe that brand presence is very important. How will you buy a product if you don't know about the product? So they are familiarizing you through this. I will go with one more amazing tool that everybody already knows. I think you should tell me more about this tool. But ChatGPT. ChatGPT is amazing. I use it for my business, and I know a lot of founders who promote ChatGPT in their businesses in almost a month, right? Everybody wants to all proposal drafting, starting from that to reports, everything is ChatGPT backed. ChatGPT, get used to it. Ask ChatGPT all the questions you want if you're building something on your own. You will feel stuck. If you're an entrepreneur, you will feel stuck multiple times, even in a day, right? In that case, get answers. If not answers, get suggestions, right? If you want to be the final decision maker, yes, you have the freedom to. But if you also want suggestions, some automated data backed AI driven platform like ChatGPT is the right place to land in, right? So I really do wish not just ChatGPT, a lot of other um, digital automation tools that are available online, like MailChimp for email automation. You don't have to sit and send emails. You just have to automate it, and they will be sending it to all the email lists that you'll give them to, right? You just have to make sure you're writing the email, and you can say, if you want the name properly written, you can also say, oh, this is where the specific name comes. If I'm sending it to Avnish, that name should come. Avnish's name should come. Radesh name. So yeah. Next, how can we use ChatGPT in marketing and branding? Amazing. See, exactly. Starting from this question that you have, you can ask ChatGPT. You can ask ChatGPT, how can I start? But don't just ask, give a generic question. Describe your idea. Describe what kind of business are you working for or are a part of, or however it is, right? Make sure you're telling ChatGPT about that business idea. Yeah. You're telling them what your responsibility is and what your um, target is. How much do you want? See what it can give. See how accurate or how comforting it is for your vision, right? You've already decided something about your business. Is this really supporting that? Great, great. But what ChatGPT would suggest would be, more, if you go generic, it would be digital marketing itself or these. But if you don't know digital marketing and you don't know how to measure it for your kind of business, ask ChatGPT what are the variables or what are the key parameters that you must be keeping in mind to understand that how much ever you're spending through digital marketing ads is actually a very good um, conversion. So that again, what to consider, how to measure, all of this can also be done through ChatGPT. Yes, and again, for marketing, for example, again, if you're if you're getting a YouTube video made and you don't know, if you don't have the time, or you're not comfortable writing an ad on your own, right? In that case, what you do, you can ask ChatGPT, explain about your business and say, give me a 2 minutes worth of content that I can speak for a YouTube video. ChatGPT will take care of it. Yeah. So again, final call is yours. You're the founder, you're the decision maker. Make sure you, if it's close to your what you want, just make that extra effort to just spice it up according to what your likes are. Yeah. More questions. I'm open to questions now. If you want to discuss your business, if you want to know how I can help, if you're still a college student, not clear about what you want, I have an announcement in that case. We, under the brand RE, we have 5 channels. RE services, something that I've discussed right now. RE speaker events, we are in a speaker event right now. And RE courses, there is an online course available online for financial literacy, that is for everybody, starting from scratch. Do check it out if interested. Do take it. And another is RA internships. We take a lot of client projects every month from startups, and we have some requirements coming up very often. So right, for these requirements, on RA services LinkedIn page, RA services, capital R, capital A, capital S services, is putting out job posts very regularly. Currently, we have an opening for business development intern. So if you're looking for internships, do follow RA services. And if you've attended this session and you look for an internship in the future, do reach out to me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is the same name that's here, Raghuram space Alamuri, the same spelling. Yeah, you'll find a yellow background. So yes, do check that out. And yeah, I'm again open to questions. I think there's something on the say something about yourself and your business. Right. I have worked with more than 20 startups from different industries. To be more precise, 24 startups. I've done internships, I've done full-timers. I've also worked with an MNC, Delta Electronics, for project management. Accumulating all these different experiences in different fields, something that came common across industries, across scales, as in whether it's a small scale of a business, whether it's started, not started, we've identified some pain points for all these businesses, and we have designed set of services that promotes productivity across these startups. So that's something that we do through RA services. We are building it like any other consultancy firm. We are having it all done from scratch. I think most of my work is also there. So right, that's essentially what we do. But I've started working Yeah, in tech, healthcare, and these industries. Moreover, IT, medical devices, furniture, everything. So, any doubts you have, or anything that any suggestions you want to give me also is great. Do let me know. I'm on call for the next 5 minutes. Yeah. Otherwise, just you can unmute and give a concluding what you've learned, whether it was helpful, maybe something like that is also great. Do let me know. Yeah, Radesh.
Sure. So I think I got a great insights for the digital marketing as I tested these all things as a developer. So I know that few of the things from these things, but yeah, it was the kind of good knowledgeable session for me to going through the things and kind of revision. But one thing I want to ask you, how you can help a tech startup, kind of who would be selling a cloud infrastructure, as what I told you.
Right. Are we talking about how RE services can support a tech startup like yours?
Yes.
Oh, in that case, can we connect after this call, Rajesh?
Sure.
Yeah, that would be more helpful, and that
Yeah.
won't bore the non-techies.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Yes, do reach out on my LinkedIn itself. It's Raghuram space Alamuri. Through my LinkedIn, you can also land on my website where all of RE brands work is on. So do check that out as well.
Yeah, no worry. I'm a part of Nakshatra Foundation also, so I can easily connect it.
Oh, amazing. Great. In that case, do connect.
Yeah.
How can you help a new startup? See, how can I help a new startup? It's a very generic question. I can only give you a generic answer. For a new startup, something that people are not aware of as founders, right, is that the importance of financial projections and understanding the risk appetite properly. Not under Having expectations and dreams is great, but understanding if you can take that risk is very important as well. Yeah. So that I think getting financial projections, considering the budget that you have. If you don't have a budget, prompting to funds, how do you pitch to a fund? How do you get, say, a fund from TBI, or fund in, or even a grant from the nearest TBI or a college TBI? All of these things that a lot of founders are unaware. Right. We can help with that. We can help with strategy making that comes not for an early stage startup, but for an early stage startup, anything non-tech in management. This is what I keep saying, right, to our potentials is we are like CMOs and CBDOs. We can take care of marketing, but we'll never take equity. So I can walk into your company as a CMO, do all the system implementation, but also walk out without equity. So you are the sole founder, you have your percentage intact, and that's something that can be done. Another thing also is startup network that we are building. If it helps your industry, you as a business, we do connect. So our network is also something that is helping us great with client satisfaction these days. Yeah, Avnish. It would be great if you can unmute too. Hi, Ritul. If you're on call, I would like to hear you and what you do. Avnish, Ritul. If not, just drop a message over
Hello.
chat.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are. Hi, Avnish.
Sir, I am a college student studying in engineering colleges. Basically, I'm working on a startup. I'm new to a startup. I haven't done anything related to business or startup. So I was
Okay.
learning all the aspects of startups and business. How can I start with,
Okay. So you're learning now so that you can implement, and from all these learnings, you want to do really well
yes,
when you start.
yes, sir.
Great,
Yes,
great. I really hope in that case that this session was helpful. Do connect on LinkedIn, Instagram, anywhere. Yeah.
yes,
And
sir.
do
I
check
have.
out RE internships. Follow RE Services LinkedIn page. Yeah, Ritul,
Okay.
hi. Is there anything that you would like to share, Ritul? Okay, in that case, sir, Sri Krishnan, sir, we can conclude. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, you can hear.
Yes, sir.
Still, I thought more interaction from the participants, but still, it's been an eye-opener session first and foremost in terms of marketing and branding. Actually, the word says a picture says 1,000 words. A picture conveys many words. Rather, that's what the marketing and branding is all about.
Correct.
That is what actually a simple subtle message or a graphic will convey, and you get the people to go for that particular brand. That's what I think Nike has done with a small tick. It's a very powerful brand. So I think I hope our participants would have had a very good session, interactive session with Raghuram. Thank you, Raghuram. I think you had you still have a very hectic schedule. In spite of that, you managed to take time out from your schedule and able to be a part of our session.
That's also what I'll a disclaimer for all future founders. It's not easy. You have to put in a lot of time if you want to make it happen. So all the best. You will be able to do it, but just a heads up. Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah, and I hope, and also I want to tell you, like, more from now, all the shows will be through part of Book My Shows only. So we have a platform for Book My Shows, so it will give some more credibility to the events which we are conducting right now. So so definitely, like, more such events and more such sessions for our this all for youth only. So ours is a foundation which works for the upliftment of our youth only to come up in there. And we actually, Raghuram is is a very seasoned professional. He is this is not the only platform that he has given. He has given more than 20 sessions in different areas, domains. So I happened to check his profile the first time, and I happened to be in touch with Raghuram. I happened to see his profile, and was quite a wonderful and very exhaustive profile. Rather, it will take quite a day to go into his profile, and very impressive. And definitely, Raghuram, we will definitely will connect with you in future on more such events.
Definitely.
And definitely will because your approach to your aim is to help out people who are deserving to open a startup. So definitely more people will come. And Radesh is actually my student, and he's my opening up a startup in cloud infrastructure. So definitely he's been very interactive. He's been helping us actually. Seeing the topic of this marketing and branding, he immediately put forward. He put the best foot forward and promoted the event like something. So definitely he will have more interaction with you, Raghuram.
Definitely, sir.
So
looking forward to
if you have participants, if you still have anything, you can unmute and you can ask, you can talk. If you want to sum up, anyone wants to sum up, please, you can sum up this this particular session, what you felt, and if you have any scope for improvement, please, these are all always will be taken, and we'll also will try to give you the good product. That's what should be said. Participants Avanish, Radesh, and Ritul. Radesh, I think, was the star speaker of this event. So if you feel so, you can please definitely you can give your chat box. You can comments. Your suggestions will be incorporated.
In my opinion, sir, you address all things to Raghuram what we can. So it was from my side. At last, I would want to say just one thing only. It was really a eye-opening session for us and good revision for us, kind of. So we will look forward for the more sessions like this in the future.
Definitely. Likewise, I would love to be a part of anything that Nakshatra Foundation does for college students. And a really the business development project is something that we have started under the brand again, Ari. And the main motive which aligns with the Nakshatra Foundation motive is that Research Foundation motive is we want to give those underprivileged, or they should know that it's more than just those jobs that they're learning to do, or they think they're meant to do. They have to know that anybody underprivileged, anybody who's not given the right education in management, we want to provide, we want to push them with our internship program also, in a way that they learn that they're capable of doing more in the fields of business development or marketing, so that they're just not limiting their capability to being a receptionist, or even an engineer in a factory paid about 10,000, 11,000. No, there are bigger opportunities by just taking up these internship programs also. So we are also doing these speaker events there, and promoting our platform by giving them opportunities. So that is, again, if there is anything that we can do for NRF, we surely will. Do let us know, sir.
Thank you very much, Raghuram. Rajkumar sir? Rajkumar
Yes, sir.
Yes, Raghuram has concluded today's presentation. So, anything you would like to convey to him?
Thing is that it is my privilege to invite you as a guest over here, and we have this is my first show with collaboration with Book My Show, and your event, actually the total tickets which is being moved out is around 74.
Wow.
Okay, but
That's
what
good.
we find it very few turned up, but I'm so happy for those people who supported us throughout the event and been with us for this knowledge. And this event is also you can view it on the YouTube on Nakshatra Research Foundation. It will be it will be honor for us to serve the country in one or other way, because today's youngsters who want to build a career, they should have a finite ideology and finite level of appreciation in the scaling of achieving the target, which has been we found it very lacking in today's youngsters. And youngster like you who has been talking about marketing and branding, because usually marketing and branding will be spoken by people who are around 40 or 45 plus, because those people have three kinds of marketing activities usually being seen. One is the door-to-door selling. Second thing is actually there is not a marketing. In previous days, it was that Henko or other brands, what they will do is they will meet the ladies in home or in a community. They will give you a demo how to wash the clothes. That's a kind of a marketing. And the second thing of marketing is giving a samples. Lot of samples will be given. When even Colgate or some company which comes and launching their product, what they will do is the sample marketing is one of the way they are doing. But when in this digital era, how we can able to do a sample market or something, you are given us a lot of facilitate when it comes to Facebook and Instagram. It's been a more privileged kind of consideration, because we do the branding in one or other way. So thank you so much for Mr. Raghuram Alamuri for with us.
Raghuram Alamuri, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, Raghuram, I will finish it with Raghuram. Please don't mistake me for that.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Avinash Kumar,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Radesh Sharma, thank you so much.
All the participants, thank you. Take care. Thank you. Good night. So,
Thank you so much.
so it is a very good success.